you very much, Bob. Thank you for coming.
Welcome.
And I would like you to be moved. I'd like you to remember, as I do. I'm going to read from the first collection, which is entitled Back to Terezin. And this is my second Holocaust volume. And if you look at the cover, I'd like it to be a memorial. 20 million people perished in the Second World War, in concentration camps, in death marches, by starvation. And I think that it's not over, because the blood is still crying from the soil of Europe. And this is what the book is about. Searchlights, blinding striped skeletons on narrow stroke lengths, electric fences close in, faint swords flicker between phosphorus fumes, barracks fall into hell's mouth on Victory Day. That's a haiku. I have 3 in the book, and this is one of them. Charred bones twisted with dry ivy on Birkenau electric fence. There was a movement during the Holocaust. And when I talk about the Holocaust, there were different genocides of eliminated different minorities, including gypsies, disabled, and other people that were inconvenient to the Nazi regime. And when they started eliminating people, they wanted to eliminate the memory and erase it. And I won't go into it, but the Nazis went to great efforts to cover concentration camps and to cover their deeds, although they were really meticulous record-keeping people, so they couldn't get rid of everything. But they tried, and they tried together with the fascists that ruled in other countries. 22 years erased. Europe, 1923, 1945. At the end of 1945, SS uniforms refused to burn. Europe poured itself a stiff drink, donned a hooded mask and coarse gloves, buried each day between 1923 and 1945 in ready-made pits. It took an axe, cut down killing woods, wiped clean old peasants, murderous memories. Yanked the Jeshov with Wagner and wiped out Jewish villages, covered death camps, massacre pits with public parks. One of the most murderous countries was Poland. It was not a coincidence that most concentration camps were in Poland, because the Poles were really willing collaborators with the Nazis. And I don't know when it was, probably 10 years ago, the Poles woke up and said, yeah, we did some things. And it remained vague. But when the new president took over, and his name is President Duda, he did something which is mentioned in the poem. Crime. After 7 decades of amnesia, of mass murders of Jews, Poland woke up, denied it. President Duda declared it's a crime to remember. We are not predators, we were victims of the Nazis and the Russians. Peasants who confessed to Father Dubois of Jews' mass killing in the forest, Claremont. Retired policemen forgot they used to reminisce about the day in Udvavna when they locked Jews up in the synagogue and burned it. I think, for me, the most troubling thing that made me sad, that I didn't know what happened to my grandfather and grandmother and the rest of their family in Romania. And we tried to find out. My brother went there twice. There is no trace. So I mourned them anyhow. Mourn the unnamed. It's impossible to pray for the dead if you do not know their names. Daniel Mendelssohn is dead wrong, not knowing, devoid of memory. Propel me into desperate searches of any shred of evidence of my family in Belzig, so now in Moldova. Bitterness of failure burns me. I harass my siblings who know nothing. I pray, inventing their names, their stories. I put each of their skeleton gently on the shelves of an ancient cave, whispering the prayer for the dead. Still, the searing pain does not subside. I keep searching incessantly, obsessively, in deserted archives and desecrated cemeteries. So that's back to Teresa. What happened in the Holocaust, and also because of the upheaval at the end of the 19th century, beginning of the 20th, up to the Second War, that language fell apart. People that wrote didn't know how to express the horrors. These were not new experiences, but the intensity was great, and there are many isms that were born, including surrealism. And this book is a book of imagination, fantasy, surrealism, and insane associations. It's called Springtime in Moldova. Shakespeare mentions the dream in 2 of his plays, Prospero and The Tempest. We are such stuff as dreams are made on and made of in Prospero. So everything falls apart. Logic, common sense, doesn't mean anything. Things are happening. Mailman innocence. On Harrison Avenue, chainsaw chops down ginkgo trees, spreading yellow stinky fruits. The mower fires up short bursts, barks at the tall grass. The creek changes course from the Delaware to the mountains, confusing squirrels and geese. Arm fires a pistol, cheers on white poodles, sporting striped sweaters. The mailman proclaims innocence as to Greece's financial collapse. something else is happening close to Harrison Avenue in Atkins Park, where I live. The houses on Mill Corner stretches, its walls yawn, slides on mud to the creek. The basement trades places with the attic. Kids' bed hang upside down. They travel to Israel in their sleep. The wind puts on a French sign, 259 Rue Ashbourne. Hydrangea in the front switches with the azalea in the back. The deck is stuck to the side wall. Burglars get confused and surrender. In my day, this is the crazy vision that I had. And I grew up to be a longer poem, which I usually write. When I was born, I was 2 years old. My parents thought it was pretty odd. I winked and blinked and dressed myself. Aunts and uncles thought of me as an F. But by then I was already 12. The magic and the wonder gone. I felt like a blind mole in a hole, very puzzled, perturbed, and restless. But I had a feeling my destiny was greatness. I didn't grow except my toes and shoes, till I chanced upon a busy beehive that buzzed the news that I was conceived on Hydra, a Pluto moon, and they would come for me on Thursday noon. You should listen well for bells of a balloon. Indeed, the colorful balloon landed Thursday noon and barely missed the pool in Anticoon. The pilot, dressed as a giant clown, sprayed me with a hose. I was stunned to see my ears grow to a meter, so did my nose. On planet Hydra moon, we do not want an oddball. Well, we compete, those ears are huge, and play noseball. Eat tree bark, fly upside down, and that's not all. I'm going to skip some things. We love our purple skies, our ruby seas, and long days that last. We wear ice cream cones, hats that cool us down till we eat them fast. As for us, everybody votes, all animals and trees, even snakes, lizards, raccoons, hippos, elephants, and bees. Nobody ever know the outcome of the voting, but the election always ends with the biggest outing. If you aren't careful, you'll fall into a goulash picnic. Hungarian paprika will be poured on you to eat. And then I'm going to skip because it's very long. On Thursday, all streets are closed. A giant newsprint spent to paint and draw cartoons, write poems, songs, and tales of ending. Wednesday are days of rest. Thursday spent in craziness and jest. We don't have cars, oil, or coal, nothing of these ills. We get our power from the stars and moon mills. So there's a chime ringing 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And that's how old the newborn is. And they really thrive. If you'd like to visit, wait by the beehive on Thursday noon, and you'll certainly be picked up by a balloon. I'm going to skip the next one. I'd like to recite a new poem that I've written, and this is, I feel, a meditation poem. a statue and a butterfly, fluttering faces stone. A short life, yellow butterfly. A statue without hands blesses the shadow of a butterfly. Thank you so much.